It's theft with a smile. It's all about deception. It's fraud. Fraud is when someone intentionally deceives or lies to gain something of value, usually money or a service. The dollar losses due to fraud in Canada are more than $640 million.
Investment scams make up 49% of the overall loss reported to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre.
People under the age of 19 are statistically more likely to be victimized by fraud, but the dollar loss is much lower. It's seniors who suffer the largest volume of financial loss, over 40% of the overall dollar loss nationally. The average dollar loss per victimization is approximately $22,000, mostly due to impersonation scams, which are false, deceptive, or misleading promotion of services.
Some common examples are offers of telecommunication, internet, and finance. If a person has been scammed once, the chances of being re-victimized skyrockets. As a result, recovery scams are on the rise in Canada.
The exponential growth and prevalence of artificial intelligence, or AI, is fueling fraud and assisting fraudsters to commit these crimes. The top 5 types of fraud happening in London are investment and cryptocurrency scams, romance scams, phishing scams, identity fraud, and job scams.
Fraudsters will try to use any means necessary to convince you that their requests are legitimate. The majority of fraud is not committed by amateurs, and they will use technology to their advantage.
To protect yourself from fraudsters, always be vigilant. Verify and slow things down before responding or sharing any personal or financial information. If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
This man I didn't know sent me a friend request on Facebook. My husband passed away a year ago, and it was nice to get the request. We started messaging through the app. He was really interested in me and my life, and I thought we were in a relationship. 12 months later, he scammed me out of $20,000, and I never heard from him again.
Romance scams are among the top 5 fraud crimes in London right now, and these scams are resulting in $58 million in losses nationally. Each month we have multiple new reports of romance scams. A fraudster will start a conversation through social media, email, or a dating app. This often leads to a prolonged online interaction where the scammer builds trust with the victim, playing into all the victim's interests and vulnerabilities. That eventually leads to an ask for money to help them with something like a fake emergency. A smaller amount of money initially, followed by multiple transactions over a period of time, and often adding up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Most victims are age 60 or older.
We never met face to face. He always had an excuse not to meet.
The victim is constantly led to believe that they will eventually meet the scammer in person. However, the scammer never follows through with these plans and continues to string the victim along with various excuses as to why they can't meet in person. This pattern of empty promises is a key tactic used by the scammers to maintain control and exploit their victims emotionally and financially.
He asked me to keep our relationship private and not tell anyone he was asking for money.
In order to protect you and your loved ones, always be cautious of any unsolicited contact through email, text, social media sites, and dating apps. Don't accept friend requests from people you don't know. Don't give out any of your personal or financial information. Never send money to someone you haven't met. Don't invest your money in platforms provided by people you don't know.
I learned the hard way. You're so vulnerable online because you really don't know who you're talking to.
If you get a job offer that sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Job scams are on the rise and among the top 5 frauds happening in London. Their financial losses due to job scams in Canada climbed to $47 million in 2024. Typically, job scams affect young adults. Fraudsters offer victims online jobs, the promise of easy work, high income, and flexibility. Victims are told to install software and create accounts to perform this work. Initially, victims get paid. This is done to build trust and convince the victims that the job is legitimate. What we are seeing locally is primarily crypto job fraud. What this looks like, a victim is told they are reviewing products or completing online tasks. The more tasks they complete, the more opportunities they unlock. Eventually, the victims are asked to use their own money and to deposit into crypto accounts or wallets to get more lucrative tasks. Victims are promised they will get their money back, but they never do. And their income abruptly stops and they lose their ability to withdraw their funds. Some warning signs to look out for include: you're asked to receive or forward money through your bank account. You receive a job offer you didn't apply for. You're asked to join a platform, download software, or complete simple tasks for fast money.
Identity fraud is the unauthorized use of your personal information to commit a crime. Criminals may use stolen information, like your name, date of birth, banking details, or social insurance number to open accounts, apply for loans or credit cards, collect government benefits, or even take over online accounts. Currently, identity fraud is one of the top 5 frauds in London. According to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre, it affects all age groups. However, adults between 30 to 39 report the highest losses. Warning signs of identity fraud include unexpected bills, unauthorized charges, alerts from your bank, or changes to your credit report you didn't authorize. To protect yourself from identity fraud, reconcile your financial accounts regularly. Use strong passwords and enable multi-factor authentication, and review your credit report through TransUnion and Equifax. If you suspect identity fraud, immediately notify your financial institution, contact the credit bureaus, report to your local police service and the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre. Remember, once your personal information is compromised, it can continue to circulate. Early action is your best defense.
Phishing is one of the top 5 frauds in London. It is also one of the most reported frauds in Canada. Nationally, it resulted in $67 million in losses in 2024, as reported by the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre. Phishing happens when criminals send emails, texts, social media messages, or even make phone calls pretending to be a trusted organization like your bank, a delivery company, or a government agency. Their goal is to get you to click a link, download an attachment, or provide personal or financial information. These messages often create urgency, claiming that there's a problem with your account or that you've won a prize. Before you click, slow down. Don't share personal information, and verify the request directly through the official website or phone number. If you receive a suspicious message, use the Report Junk feature on your device. You can also report fraud directly to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre. When in doubt, don't click.
For the past 4 years, investment fraud has been the highest reported fraud based on dollar loss. It's also one of the top 5 frauds in our community reported to the London Police Service. Investment fraud is false or deceptive investment opportunities that promise a higher than normal monetary return. Victims often lose most or all the money they invested. Crypto investment fraud is on the rise as well. It happens when victims see a deceptive advertisement, download a trading platform, and transfer cryptocurrency into their trading account. Payments are unknowingly sent to crypto wallets controlled by fraudsters, and victims cannot withdraw their funds. The ways you can protect yourself from investment fraud include: be careful when sending cryptocurrency. Once the transaction is completed, it is unlikely to be reversed. Be wary of individuals met on dating sites or social media who attempt to educate and convince you to invest into cryptocurrency. We encourage everyone to verify, verify, verify. For any investment opportunities, investors are urged to verify information by looking up the company's website directly and/or calling the company at the phone number listed on its website. Do not rely on the website and phone number included in the unsolicited materials provided to you.